It's time to talk some guests.
Yeah, so during this season of giving, we wanted to highlight something that's happening with the DTE Energy Foundation, making a real difference in local communities.
The foundation recently announced the winners of its first Community Transformation Grant Program. It awarded $310,000 to 12 nonprofits across the state, and one of those winners is Life After Incarceration in Ypsilanti, which helps people overcome past experiences so they can re-enter their communities.
And right now, we have Rodney Cole from the DTE Energy Foundation. Good to see you, along with Ariana Gonzalez from Life After Incarceration and Leroy Harris, who is one of the clients. But Rodney, first, I guess, tell us about this new initiative, because overall, DTE Energy Foundation gives like $15 million to various nonprofit organizations, but this was a unique program.
Yeah, this was the first time we've done this. This was really a request for ideas. So we wanted to learn about new work that's being done out in the community, new partners potentially, and to make sure that we're continuing to meet the needs of community. So within our community transformation pillar, which is one of our 6 priority giving areas, we opened that up and asked for folks nonprofits to share work with us. And that's how we learned about the great work and the partnership that we now have with Life After Incarceration. And it's that type of work that we're doing to try to make sure we're continuing to be strategic and innovative and making sure that we're meeting the needs of the communities that we live and serve.
Speaking of Life After Incarceration, Ariana, coming up on 4 years with this program. Tell us about how it works and what it does.
Yeah, so we are a group of occupational therapists. We work with people that are currently incarcerated or previously incarcerated, helping them to transition back into the community. So working on things like life skills, habits and routines, all that kind of stuff.
And Leroy, you are in the program, and when we think about life after incarceration, many of us can't relate to how difficult that can be to re-enter society and try to live a fruitful life. Give us some perspective of how this program has helped you.
Well, after doing 35 years in prison, I come home, I suffer from social anxiety. I had it very badly. I was kind of like aloof, didn't want to be around people, and the therapists, the OTs, were the first people that the state actually hooked me up with for therapy.
Wow.
Like the first week I was home, I had a therapist, his name was Spencer. So in just the setting, Spencer invited me to the library. He and I sat down and we talked about certain things. He encouraged me to get some leisure activities, and he actually loosened me up, because in prison, you always had a mask on. You know, so it was like coming home, I didn't know whether I should take my mask down, keep it up, or people the same way out here they were in prison. And then it was about maybe 3 or 4 months later, I met my therapist now, Elise Boyer. She opened me up a whole lot. It was like, she taught me things about how to use my computer. Didn't know how to use a computer. She taught me the small things that most people take for granted, like being able to read the labels on your food. Took me grocery shopping. You know, it was just things like that that she helped me do, to help me actually to...
Because it can be overwhelming, I have to imagine.
It was very overwhelming. I remember coming home and I went into the store to buy some clippers, and the lady took me into a room. And I was scared to go in the room because you couldn't be that close to women in prison.
Wow.
So when she was like, "Sir, what is wrong with you? You need to come here and get your stuff. I'm not gonna get it for you." But it's just things like that that people take for granted. When you do 35 years in prison, it's a lot of stuff that's on you. So you almost have to debrief. And I think that these women here helped me to actually debrief. They helped me to become a better person out here as far as becoming a citizen.
Wonderful.
Because without that support too, a lot of people don't understand it's easy to fall back into old habits, the recidivism rate.
It is. And the fact that too, being in prison for so long, I feel like I lost a part of my humanity. Life After Incarceration brought that back to me.
Oh, man.
That's really great to hear.
So, my eyes are welling up.
So,
Rodney, great work by DTE Energy Foundation. What specifically stood out to you real quick about this organization?
Well, it was the impact that they have on, you know, partners like Leroy and others, that the important need to be able to have folks have the opportunity to get back into society. They've got a lot to contribute, clearly.
And deservedly so.
Deservedly
he served his
so.
time, and now it's time to be a part of our community again.
And the wraparound services and approach that Life After Incarceration provides really makes that difference, and that has that impact. So clearly, just proud to be partnered with this organization.
Well, congratulations to all of you, really, and for everything you're doing. And thanks for coming and talking about it this morning.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
And congrats to all of the other 11 nonprofit organizations that are benefiting as well. We've posted more information about DTE Energy Foundation's grant and a list of all of the nonprofit organizations who were selected this year. Just look for that article on our website at clickondetroit.com.
We'll be right back after this.